everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday and it is time for a moment of presence. I am Michelle with Moksha Grace Coaching, and I am glad you are here today. Thanks for joining. For those of you that are new, I'm really glad that you're here. And those of you that tune in every week, thank you. And I hope that, my hope is that you get something out of every single week with me, that you get to spend some time with me. So, what the moment of presence is about is it is about coming into this moment, being here right now, putting your phone on silent, and just giving yourself 15, 20 minutes in the middle of the week, literally in the middle of the week, just to reflect. And I pick a topic and we go over the topic together. And there are things that we'll talk about, techniques, methods, things that you can apply right now to help you with whatever's going on in your life. So that is where I'm coming from with these moment of presence. So today's topic is about how you're feeling, right? When you wake up in the morning and you feel really good, and then you get hit in the face by someone else's energy that is not having a good day, and what effect that has on you. Or you're focusing on, maybe you were watching the news and it brought you down. And then you go out, maybe you see your friends or you talk to somebody on the phone, and now your energy is pretty murky and yucky. And then by way of transference in that conversation, you bring that energy with you. And it really is all about what you're focusing on. And so, I made a little bit of a funny with that, as far as the sky is falling, because how many people in your life right now are feeling like that, are feeling like the sky is falling. Everything is just, the life right now is full of dread, right? And despair, and the world is crazy, which all of that can be true depending on your reality, depending on what's going on with you. And there are a lot of things that are going on in the world. What I'm going to ask you to do today is, let's think about what's going on in your world, and let's focus on that. And let's see how much of the outer world you're bringing into your inner world and creating that same potential dread and murkiness. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you know somebody that could really benefit from this conversation, that needs to hear this, that person that you see a lot, and they're in a downward spiral, right? Share the video. Just send it to them and say, hey, you might like this. Like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing, so that way you get notified every time I go live. Yes. Hi there, Krista. Glad to have you here as always. And yes, we all have the sky is falling moments. And how do we reduce those moments? And that's going to be part of our conversation. So let's do what we always do and bring ourselves into the moment before we get started. So silent your phone, put it off to the side. I turn mine over so I don't even see when a notification comes through. Just a little trick that can help you focus. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to hold for 5 seconds at the top. And then we're just going to give ourselves a nice big exhale. All right. And you could even start, bringing in those thoughts of dread, the things that are really weighing heavy on your mind and on your heart. Bring those to the surface, hold it, feel it, and then we're just going to exhale as if you're just blowing them just away from you. Okay. So big, deep breath in. We're going to hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Big exhale. And let's do that again. Big inhale. Just imagine this beautiful white light just surrounding you. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. As if you're encased in a egg that is just like protection, right, around you in this moment. Nothing can penetrate that. So big deep breath in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. When you're having a moment, and we all have those moments where we feel like there is so much going on around us and just swirling out of control, or our emotions, we're having a hard time regulating our emotions, we're all over the place. Deep breaths, holding it, feeling it, and then exhaling and letting it go can be one of the best things and the easiest thing. You don't need anything except you. That's all you need. So let's jump into the topic today. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, I want you to absolutely post them in the comment section. Let me know who's here. Hi, Cindy. Good to have you here today. And just, feel free to engage. That's why we're here. So on any given day, any given moment, literally any given moment, we are given a choice of how we can see what's happening in that moment. And so I'm sure everyone here is familiar with, is my glass half full or is it half empty? It's all about our perspective, how we see it, right? I just filled up my glass. My glass is full. Doesn't mean that there's not a little bit of room for more, but my glass is full. I could say, oh, darn, it's already emptying out. But I choose to see it and say, my glass is full. How you choose to see any situation is your choice. You don't have to see something the way someone else is doing it or the way they're feeling it or sensing it. You don't have to be dragged into their drama or their quicksand. You can hang back, right, on the edge of the quicksand and look from their perspective and understand it, but it does not mean you have to jump into the quicksand with them. Matter of fact, that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help them, and it's not going to help you. So being able to make that decision for yourself on how you're going to look at any given situation, there's two sides. We can look outside when we plan to go to the beach and now it's raining and there's thunderstorms and it ruins the whole plan for the day. We can look at it that way and say, oh, great, now everything's ruined. The day is ruined. Or we can choose to say, wow, okay, you know what? The grass needed some water today, and maybe today wasn't the day for me to go to the beach. Maybe today wasn't the day for me to go out. Maybe today is a day for me to do something, inside, maybe even literally internal. So you get to have that choice of how you get to respond to the situation. Somebody may break plans with you. Two sides of the stick. Well, they did it again. They broke plans with me. They promised that they were going to do something, and here we are again. They're letting me down. Are they, or are they taking care of themselves? Are they choosing what they want to do? And yeah, it's not great that it doesn't include you. What can you do? What do you now get to do with your free time? And so managing expectations, managing what we expect from others. Did you know that when you expect from others, it's actually you judging them? You're judging them based on what your expectation of them is. And it's the same thing with every moment. But back to the original part. So you have two choices, right? You get to decide how you're going to see things. Everyday life, we have ups and downs in our moods. And we can look at a situation and go, my gosh, I am feeling such anxiety, right? You're not anxiety. You're feeling the anxiety. And so then that's when, as I like to say, and if you've been watching me for a while, I always go to get curious. What are you feeling anxious about? Ask yourself. You're allowed to talk to yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that talking to yourself is not a good thing, and listening to yourself. But go internally, take a deep breath, do the 3 deep breaths, and ask yourself, what am I anxious about? Anxiety is typically that you're thinking into the future of something that is going to not go right, or that something's going to go wrong. Same thing. We also, fear can be about bringing the past into the future. Well, it's going to happen again. I just know it. If this sounds like you, we need to change the dialogue. We need to change the story. And so in July, I think it was July 19th, we had a moment of presence. I talked about the emotional stairs, right? Climbing the stairs of the emotions. So if you're feeling, anxiety, doubt, worry, you're not going to be able to jump up to full on bliss, but you can start to move yourself along 2 sides of the stick. So if you're feeling anxiety, right, and the stick is over here and you're feeling anxiety and it's really high, and now you start asking yourself, what am I so anxious about, or what am I fearing? And then you can ask yourself, is it true? Is that a fact? Or am I bringing in the future or the past? Because am I really feeling that in the moment? And if you're bringing in the past or concern about the future, well, frankly, stop it. That's the easy part, right? Stop doing that. But how do you stop doing that? So a couple of things that you can do. Change your environment. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Change your environment. Change what's happening around you. Right before this episode, somebody was listening to something that was almost like nails on a chalkboard. It was something that was on the news, or something that it was a video. And while they were getting something from it, it was creating anxiety for me. So I had to look at that and go, but is that me in that situation? No. Do I see myself about to be in that situation? No. Is it anything that I have to be concerned with right now? No. And you will feel that as you ask yourself these questions, you will feel your anxiety start to go down. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit more of a conversation than just 3 questions, but you have to get honest with yourself. But you also have to be able to ask the questions and listen to what you're saying from internally. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, a lot of us can go, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I can't get everything done. Am I doing it right? Am I failing? What's going on? Start writing down a list. Take your deep breaths and start writing down a list of all the things that you've done right, whether it's the day, whether it's the week. Keep a running list of what you've done right throughout your life. And then go back and read it when you're having these moments. We don't always remember everything, especially when we're feeling down in the dumps. But when you start reading your list of celebrations, list of manifestations, what are the things that you've manifested in your life that you didn't think that would happen and that they did, right? Whether it's buying a new house, or getting a puppy, or being able to work from home. Those are just a few of the things that I manifested. I dreamt about it. I thought about it. I would daydream about it. And they all happened. And none of it was really planned. It just fell into place. So we have to focus on the good. We have to focus on getting to the right side of the stick, of looking at a situation like as if it's raining, but your day gets canceled. Okay. You can't control the rain. You can't control the weather. What can you control? You can control the response to the environment, to the situation. And then you get to decide what to do next with that. Now that I have extra time, what is it that I've been wanting to get done that I haven't given myself time for? Maybe spend some time on yourself. Maybe journaling would be good for you. Maybe putting on your favorite music and dancing around the house. I don't know, but go do something. Change the environment, change your perspective, shift, right? It's all about shifting. Don't be so stuck in someone else's quicksand or the world's quicksand. Get yourself out of that and look at your surroundings and what is important in your life. And then look at the two sides of the stick and decide, where do you want to be? And then do what it takes to get there. So if you're feeling frustrated, okay, what's one thing that you can do to not feel frustrated, but to feel like you made a little bit of progress, even if it's a little bit, because a little bit matters. Focus on the good. Focus on what you can control. And really, the honest part about this is the only thing you can control is yourself. You cannot control other people. You cannot control other people's choices or decisions, nor should you try, because it's their journey and you have to let them find their own way. So all you can do is focus on yourself. What are you bringing into your life? And if you're bringing your past consistently into your life, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you're bringing in the future and your worry and your anxiety, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not living in the moment. And that's what life is about, is living every moment. So you get to create and you get to decide what that moment is going to be and feel like. And you can react or you can respond. It's completely up to you. It's all up to you. Are there any questions, any situations that somebody wants to share? Let's see what is in the comments. Every time you've had me do that exercise of writing down the great things I've done, it blows my mind. Yes, we forget all of the amazing things that we've done because we kind of feel like they're second nature, right? We get to the point where we're like, oh yeah, that was really cool in the moment. I didn't even think about that. I can't believe that one time I went parasailing and I faced my fears because I was scared to death. And I did it anyway. And I screamed the whole way up. When I look at that now and I go, what? Holy cow, I faced my fear. I did it afraid. Or in my corporate career, when I did some pretty heavy stuff that I had to deal with, and I had to make the decision to get up and take action. Oh my gosh, I actually did that. And when you think back on the process of what brought you to that decision, sometimes it happened in an instant. That's when you're following your intuition. And that's what you need to tap into more than less. You have to trust yourself. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So how can we shift our perspectives? How can we get into our better mood? How can we take a step up the emotional steps? My whole life is like that, overwhelmed. I always feel guilty when I do things for myself. Cindy, I got you. Completely understand. But here's the thing. Does your family deserve all of you or what's left of you? Because if you're constantly giving and giving and giving and never filling your own cup, then guess what? You're going to be empty. You're not going to have anything to give, or they're going to get the bottom of the barrel. And that's going to be potentially somebody very moody, maybe cranky, resentful, not fun. And that doesn't, knowing what I know, that doesn't sound like you. And when you are able to give to yourself, whether it's 30 minutes a day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, you will have more energy, more of you, the real you, to then give to the people that you love, give to your career, give to your business, whatever it is. But you have to take one thing at a time. And yes, being overwhelmed, there's so much that's going on, right? In everybody's world, we all have these lists of things to do. Do one, just concentrate on one every day. And if you get it done and you can move on to 2, great, perfect. But these lists of, I'm going to do 10 things today, and then you do like 1 and you're like, oh, I failed. Well, you're setting yourself up for failure. Just put down the most important thing, the one thing that if you get done right now, today, you're going to feel really good about by the end of the day. That's it. One thing, just one. And if you can do 2, perfect. If not, move it on to tomorrow's list. And is that really the priority? And you'll see as the week goes along, as you keep your list going throughout the each day of the week, you're going to see what really wasn't very important to you. And guess what? That's okay. That's okay. But the number one thing that you should do, and it shouldn't even be on a list, it should be more like, because let's face it, we don't put taking a shower or brushing our teeth on our list, do we? We just do those. It's part of our routine. So if you add in the 5, the 10, the 15 minutes for yourself, it becomes part of the routine, not something on your list. It's not something to get done. It just is. And it has to be embedded into your daily routine. So don't put that stuff on your top 10 or your top 3. That's stuff that just will be done. And then the other things can be put on your list. Let's say 1, 2, and 3. You get 1 and 2 done, move 3 over to the next day. Add 2 more. Which is your priority? Get that one done. Then move the other ones to the next day. And by the end of the week, you're going to see if it didn't get done, was it really a priority? Did life still go on, even though you didn't get to do that? But it's a way to organize yourself and give yourself the choices that you need to make. And sometimes you have to follow your intuition on it too. You might wake up and go, you know what? I just don't want to go wherever today. And if you're making that decision, even though you know somebody might be disappointed or you're not going to, complete what you said you were going to get completed, if you're going in with a resentful resentment in your heart, whatever you were going to do isn't going to come out great because you're bringing in some negativity into that. So do it when you feel good. I always use the way I do it. If I'm saying I should do something, that's the day not to do it. It has to be I want to. I'm choosing to do this today. But if I'm saying I should, then that's coming from a place of feeling obligated. And when I go and I do that, it's going to feel heavy. It's not going to feel light. I'm going to have some tension, some negativity around it. And I don't want to do it that way. And it's best to just be honest if it's with another person or if it's something that you promised to do, like with a boss. Reports, projects, tasks, they always get done easier and more streamlined. And the outcome's always better when you're in that mode, that good feeling mood. But again, how do you get there? So music is always good. Some people are love to watch music or listen to music and it gets them in a better mood. Some people like to watch videos. Do you know someone that loves those silly cat videos and they just start laughing? Mine is the giggling babies. Oh my gosh. If I'm in a bad mood, put the giggling babies on and I just start cracking up because it's adorable. It's cute. It reminds me of my kids, takes me back to those moments. And so that's how you can raise your emotions, right? And step up the steps of the emotional stairs. You can change your environment. Go take a walk outside. If it's raining, who cares? Go outside. You're not going to melt. Go play in the rain. When was the last time you did that? We have to remember sometimes we have to bring that little kid out in us. Maybe not stomp in the mud puddles unless you have your rain boots on, but go for it. Go have some fun. Do something silly like that. If you have access to a pool or a body of water, go stick your feet in. Even if it is for 5 or 10 minutes, just get back to the elements. Breathe in the fresh air. Hug a tree. Sit down by a tree and just take 5 minutes to breathe. Yes, it's funny how the things that work the best to get us out of sky is falling attitude are the simplest. Yes, it does not have to be complex. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out process. It doesn't have to be you booking an appointment with a therapist. If you're seeing a therapist, that's wonderful. That's good. But you can help yourself. You have it in your power to raise your own mood and get you through until you can get to that appointment. Okay. Movies. My family knows that if I'm down in the dumps, there are like go-to movies, like 5, that if they're on, they're going to just make me happy. Just going to make me happy. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, of course. And there's some other ones that are on my list. Mamma Mia. They're just, those are the ones that just remind me who I was when I was a kid and just bring back really good memories. So if you have a couple of those staples, those movies, have them on standby. Have the videos. Have a YouTube, playlist that is the videos that make you feel good. There's a few that are amazing out there that are like pep talks from the people that you really like. There's a great one by Matthew McConaughey. There's another one by Brene Brown, Always. Have those on a playlist. Have them already saved. If you are into Abraham Hicks, have those on a playlist so that it's easy access. Okay, this is what I need today. Let me go hit play. The people around you. If the people around you are having a bad day and they're bringing you down, change your environment. Get away from them. You can be with them and be there as they need you and listen. Don't absorb, but then you need to go and you need to like release that energy. And yeah, sometimes people may see me and I'm just like literally wiping it off because energy can attach to you and you don't want to be bringing that with you everywhere. And if the people around you are getting in that mode, and we talked a little bit about it last week, that bitch and stitch club, if you don't want to be a part of it because every time you attend, an activity with them, it just brings you down, then it's time to look for some new friends. Not saying that your old friends are not good, but if you're not aligning with them mood-wise, then take a break. Just take a break. And as you take a break from some, it makes room for the ones that are aligned with you to come in. And so you'll find that all of a sudden you're, out somewhere and you're talking to somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, that felt so good to talk to that person. We have so much in common. It might be somebody on Facebook that you become friends with. Whatever it is, allow yourself to have space to welcome those people in. And it's okay to have those people that were bringing you back down on the outskirts for now. Because the most important person in your life is you and then all the other people that are important. Because if you really care about them and you want to give them the best, that's the best you. And you've got to be the best to show up. You got to be in your best way. It doesn't mean we're perfect all the time. So give yourself some grace. And if you need some time alone or you just want to go take a nap and reset, recharge, then go do it. Be kind and gentle to yourself. So, as I think is very apparent, we have choices. And the only thing we can control is ourselves and how we respond to situations and noticing what we're noticing about ourselves. And if we're in a bad mood, then how do we bring ourselves up? That's all up to us. And working through that, remember, don't jump too far. You can't go 6 steps ahead. Just try to go 1. If you're angry, get to blame. Believe it or not, it's higher. Once you go from blame, get to doubt or disappointment, and then work through that. And then you're right, you're going up the ladder, up the stairs. Okay? I'm always here if you want to ask questions, or you don't know how to move up the stairwell of emotions. Happy to help. Go over to my Facebook page, my website. You can get more information on me and what I do. As always, I could literally talk all day, but every day can be the best day or the worst day. And you get to make that choice. So choose wisely. And if you need help, asking for help is one of the strongest things that you can do. Strongest things that you can do. Because we can't always do everything alone. So if you want help, you get the help for yourself, which then in turn affects everybody around you. So if you want to talk, see if we are a good fit to work together, then book a call. Go over to my website, see what else I offer. There's a ton of videos. Don't forget about the I think it's July 19th. You might be able to find it easier if you just go over to YouTube and just see the list of videos that I have there. But do it for yourself, because how you show up affects everyone around you. All right. I will see you next week, and I look forward to it. I hope you had a great full moon last night. And actually, I think we're still in the midst of it. Now's the time to let go. So let go of the stuff that's holding you back and that heaviness, and let's get you in a better space. I'll talk to you soon.